Hey punks! Welcome back to the University of Radlands. We have another Cult of Chrome preview camp to discuss in today's video, number 19, and I will link Daniel's Board Game Geek post in the description below. So let's see what he has shown off today. Today's preview camp was called Field Hospital. Gives you one starting card at the beginning of the game. For 1 water, move your person to this column, then they restore. And for 2 water, you have the Raider symbol. So pretty self-explanatory for that second ability. These smaller ones, Daniel has kind of dubbed sidecars, just to kind of give you an ability on the card in case you're not always able to use the main ability. So still able to use the camp whenever you kind of need to. So, Raiders, putting them into play in event spot 2 or advancing them along the queue. But the more interesting ability is probably that first one. So let's discuss that and go over that. So we'll sub in this camp here as our field hospital. They're in this column here. And so say we have a injured or damaged person in this column. We spend 1 water on field hospital. We move that person into this column, and then they restore. So similar to other traditional moving people or playing people, if we move a person over to this column, if there's already a person there, we can either slide this person up and move this person behind and then restore them, or we can move them to in front of this other person and then restore them. So similar to how you would play a person if there was already a person in that column. Now, if there's nobody there, just move them over, restore them, and then you can play or put a person in front of or behind this person as you see fit. A pretty great card. Cheap restores are always A-OK in my book. I like restoring. So again, we're limited though to this restore, just being focused on people. You're not able to restore your camps with it. So kind of making it to where the game can be a little quicker since you're not able to restore your health per se. And then you're also kind of limited to how often you can use this ability, because if your column is full, then you have no way of moving people over to it and restoring them. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind as well. So what kind of cards would synergize with Field Hospital? We'll go over the camps first. I'd like to mention the new construction yard. That was one that was previewed just a few cards ago. Now what that card did was that allowed you to spend, I believe it was a water, and you can move one of your people to anywhere on the same side. So if you did have a holdout that you had just restored and you wanted to clear up some room over here, you could pay for your construction yard, move one of these other people out of the way, and now you'd be able to move a new person and restore them with Field Hospital. Other camps that would probably synergize very well, the damaged person package I think would work great. So labor camp, octagon, mulcher, blood bank, or catapult. Just using people that are maybe injured in the same column as Field Hospital, because you can't restore them in that column because they're already there. So destroying them for one of these other abilities to get them out of the way, you get a cool effect from one of your other camps, and you've opened up Field Hospital to be able to move more bodies over there and restore them as needed. Some other good synergies or combos from the Punk or Draw deck. Rescue Team is another way that would allow you to clear the column. So picking up a person, whether they're damaged or damaged or undamaged, just picking them up, clearing a space in that column with Rescue Team, and now you can then, like I said, move somebody over to restore them. The other combo that probably works really well is Cult Leader. So when you have Cult Leader out and you have this column full and you can't move people over to restore them, well, sacrifice those people to use Cult Leader's ability. They are now destroyed, and you have cleared up space in your field hospital to be able to continue to move people over to be able to restore them. So again, really good camp. I think I like that Daniel's added these side cards to these camps where maybe you have an ability that you're not going to be able to use all the time. That way the camp just isn't dead, and maybe you really want to send the raiders out or advance the raiders. You have that option on a camp. So really like seeing that. I do like seeing restores, but having them be more limited probably allows there to be a few more restores in the game. As I mentioned, this one doesn't affect camps, and you're also limited to how often you can use this ability, because if your column in front of it is full, well, you're not able to use the restore. So you have it in the game, and as Daniel kind of mentioned in his Board Game Geek article, that having it be able to turn off every once in a while still allows the game not to stutter or lag along, but still gives you the ability to use the restores as you see fit. Wouldn't say I remember a ton about this one for play testing. It's just a camp that does a good job at what it does. Anytime you have something that changes the way the game works, so the moving the people was always really fun. There's a few camps that do that, Construction Yard, and Daniel teased there being another move a person camp. Whether he previews that or not, I don't know. I'm assuming maybe since he mentioned it in his article, that is probably one that he'll show off down the road. So that's always fun, having something that breaks the game a little bit. But I love me some restores. So tell me, punks, what do you think as a field hospital? I know it doesn't seem to be the jazziest of camps, but what do you think? Is it one that you like? Do you kind of like the ability of being able to kind of maneuver and manipulate your people, and kind of having a little bit of a puzzle in the game of how to clear out your field hospital to make room for more patients? Again, love the art. I can't super tell, but looks like the punk here is given a thumbs up. The Roxley kind of covers it up a little bit, but that's hilarious. Love that. But let me know what you think. You excited for Field Hospital? We're in the last stretch of the previews. Are you excited for the rest of them? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to talk about it. And as always, stay thirsty, punks.